This year I was particularly festive. I had lots of little crafts. For the first time, we made a DIY kinara, which is the traditional candle holder for the holidays, which has a space for 7 candles to represent the 7 principles. It turned out great. Let's see, what else do we do? Of course, I revamped my black-eyed pea wreath. I resurrected that as a project that I did last year that went over really well and held up. Yeah, I mean, it almost looked like when I first made it. And I have a confession. Last year when I put the wreath up, I left it up until the summer. Like it looked really pretty hanging. And so I left it up for months. And with the humidity and the weather down here in Georgia, it did great. I put some of my African fabric, the wired bow that I made, I put on it and it looked really great. Oh, food. We cooked. Apart from the traditional soul dishes that are a part of the holiday in general, I did also try my hand at African groundnut stew. To be honest with you, it's not my first time making peanut stew, but for some reason I had not made it in a really long while. I don't know why. So chicken, peanut, hot peppers, tomatoes. And you pretty much just throw everything into a pot, let it cook until all the vegetables and the meat are done and tender, and then you serve it over rice. The new thing that we tried this year was a first fruits cake. I thought that it would be great to have a dessert that had to do with fruit, and cake, is generally used to commemorate, events and feasts. So I thought, why not? Actually had the children help me. The children really kind of came in clutch. On the last day, was really running around. I had tons of stuff to do, and was starting to feel like I wasn't going to be able to do all the filling with the fruits and everything in time.
All right.
What about this one? Put that one over. This cake looks good.
Well, let's hope. We got to do the chocolate for the chocolate people, right?
Yes, I'm chocolate people.
Lo and behold, the children, came through as children do, and they really expressed the principle of creativity.
Mom, this is how much frosting we put in that bowl. What should we put in the middle?
Take it off, okay? Take it. You guys should make it.
They really worked it out. I think it was better than if I had done it, honestly. And so, sometimes that's just how it works out. I'm hesitant to call it a Kwanzaa cake because we all know what happened with that disaster. So this is not a Kwanzaa cake, okay? I'm thinking we started a new family tradition. It turned out great. It tasted good. And, there you go. First fruits cake. Books. Let's see, where are my books? Books are an integral part of Kwanzaa as a celebration and an acknowledgement of the importance of education and intellectual pursuits. You don't have to only have these books during the celebration of Kwanzaa. Of course, you want to get great literature and picture books for the children to read. You want to get great fiction and nonfiction for your young adults and adults to read throughout the year. But it is especially useful to have those things available during the celebration to celebrate us and to celebrate what our intellectual contributions have been, what our artistic contributions have been. A lot of those are captured in really great books. Certainly for Kwanzaa, but for the entire year. I made cloth-covered boxes. The box itself is almost a little gift, So I was really pleased with how these turned out this year. And this is definitely a tradition that I will keep, not only for Kwanzaa, but for mindful gift giving throughout the year. Kwanzaa is celebrated as a realization of, or for us to reflect how it is that we have demonstrated these principles throughout the year. So really, Kwanzaa is actually a year-long observation ending with a celebration for the 7 days in the month of December. And so when we mention, the books, when we mention the rituals, really those are just kind of a conclusion of how we have done these things for the year. It's not like we just talk about these principles and then the rest of the year we go on about our business and don't think about it until next year. The goal is to reflect on the year that we had, how we demonstrated all of these principles, and how we hope to, bring those into the next year.